Hello? Hi there. Happy to see everybody again. Yeah, so I said I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream on Saturday, and I ended up not doing it because I forgot I had been planning on playing some Dungeons and Dragons, so I didn't stream last night. But the good thing is, I did get to. I also mentioned I wanted to watch a friend's stream, and I did get to watch that, so that was fun. Yay! But right now, we're back with some more Punishing Grey Raven, and we've got a brand new story chapter where nightmares dwell. Things are suspicious. I'll explain what's going on so far. There's a couple things happening. I have yet to see how they fit together. Hi Cole, how are you? I hope you're having a very good day. Yeah, so there are a few things happening so far in this chapter. I don't know quite how they'll fit together. First, Liv's got her new frame, and I think they're trying some kind of new like experimental mind thing with this frame that could potentially be dangerous. I don't really understand it. And also, we've gone to this particular conservation area in order to investigate, because someone snuck into Babylonia somehow, which is something that is very... I don't think it has... I think they said that's never happened before. And they said they had information about like mind evolution that they heard in this conservation area. So we're going to investigate. And we came to this town. The town was kind of weird. It was very peaceful, but in like a weird way. 'Cause like they clearly didn't have enough to eat. But nobody seemed hungry. Nobody seemed upset. It was very weird. And so then we met the town's doctor, Melinoe. And we learned that she is actually a psychologist mechanoid. And as a psychologist mechanoid, she has the ability to remove emotions from people. She can get rid of the brain waves that produce negative emotions, which sounds horrifying to me. So she seemed very nice, but I don't trust her at all. I think she's hiding something. And so then Commandant and Liv set out to investigate the mine near this conservation area, where hetero creatures have been spawning in an atypical fashion. So we were going to check it out, and we found drag marks. Someone or something had been dragged somewhere by something. I believe that's about where we left off. Hello, Neil. We're doing some more PGR story. We're only a fairly short way into this story so far, so I'm prepared for things to get substantially worse at any given moment. But like, wouldn't it be kind of funny if like they had us all like really, really scared and terrified about this new story, and us all being like, oh god, how bad is it gonna be? And then it was like not, and it was just like a normal, fairly bog standard story. I don't think they're gonna do that though. I'm worried. Hey, among the mountains, the mineral crystals in the rock pulse with halos of unseen light. while hetero creatures, or perhaps something else entirely, stir and rustle in the depths of their shadowy nest. Hi, Ashfrost! And yes, they're pulsing. Hope you're having a good day. The air reeks of decay and abandonment. Just like me. No. At first, the daylight filtering through the entrance barely illuminates your path. As you venture deeper, the mine's entrance shrinks to a mere pinpoint of light behind you. Ahead lies only absolute darkness. As you proceed, tiny pinpricks of light begin to flicker along the tunnel walls. Take a closer look. That's the sound of me walking over to take a closer look. I'm very bad at stealth operations because I'm always going when I sneak. I'm a pickpocket, but I keep getting caught because I keep saying yoink when I take things. No. That's just a Tumblr post I saw a long time ago. They are glow sticks jammed into the rock in a strange, haphazard manner. They're Babylonia issued. Must be left behind by rodent as markers. Luke noises number 4. I didn't know. I didn't know it would be that funny. Sorry. Yay. Says Liv as she switches on the lighting device. You squint as your eyes adjust to the new glare. Under the powerful beam, every detail of the mine stands exposed. The site has clearly been abandoned for years. Unidentifiable mechanical debris and wrenches lie scattered about, littered with occasional hetero creature corpses. Dust impartially blankets everything in this place, long forgotten by time. On the ground, distinct grooves form a trail leading deeper into the mine. After moving forward a bit further, the trail changes. The continuous grooves have given way to distinct, spaced impressions. Maybe I'm just feeling silly today. Child's footprints? Liv opens her mouth, but hesitates, finally biting her lower lip. Hetero creatures wouldn't go to such trouble to drag away humans, especially a child so light. Liv refuses to consider what that implies. Let's follow the trail. Understood. Liv dims her lighting device and takes the lead as the two of you dash deeper into the mine. The interior winds and twists in all directions. Despite several attempts, the satellite cannot scan an accurate map. Oh my god. 2 clips? Right after another? Oh my god. I'm fine. I'm just feeling shy all of a sudden. Anyway. Liv has no choice but to press on, following the footprints pressed into the ground. But in the mine, the child supposedly dragged inside is clearly not the only one capable of leaving such traces. Ash Frost. I wouldn't do that. You should know. I wouldn't do that. You back out of the third wrong junction you've entered. Pew pew! I do like the mental image of Commandant just going pew pew and then firing an actual gun. It's it's funny. The hissing hetero creatures retreat from your gunfire, scattering back into the tunnel's depths. From another direction, Liv comes running out of a fourth passage. No luck that way either. No. There's nothing but hetero creatures that way, too. This isn't getting us anywhere. A Vonnegut? Yeah, I mean, I think Vonnegut's handsome. I think a lot of people do. And there was even a scene where I was wounded and he apparently like took care of me for a week. He only did it because he wanted me to sacrifice myself, but like still. I can read into that if I want to. If what they dragged in here is just a child, every wasted minute could put them in greater danger. Let's contact Rodent. Rodent has been exploring the mine for a while. They should have a basic map. Or better yet, they might have already run into the child. Yeah, a first date that lasts 7 days, almost all of which I'm unconscious for. After a series of intermittent static bursts, Leo, the captain of Rodent, finally connects to the communication line. Oh boy, let's see if I can remember all the random voices that I gave all these NPCs. Grey Raven? Are you already inside the mine? Have you seen any of the markers we left behind? The vastness of the mine gives Leo's voice an eerie, hollow resonance. We have, but we've run into some unusual circumstances. Would you be able to send us a general map of the mine and grant us location tracking permissions? It would help us keep track of each other. The map? Leo's voice pauses briefly. Map transmitted. Permission granted. Sync our locations to each other's terminals. Every 30 minutes. Understood. Mine's a maze. Do a safety check-in. Every half hour. Or every hour. It's okay. Don't worry about it. 3 green dots, representing the Rodent members, materialize on the opposite side of the crude map displayed on the terminal. One more thing. Have you seen any sign of a child over there? Or heard anything? A child? The transmission is now marred by noticeable static. Haven't seen kid. We are in what seems to be an old laboratory area now. There's something off here. The signal is terrible. After a burst of harsh, piercing static, the communication cuts off completely. That can't be right. I already installed signal boosters before we entered. Liv taps the terminal with a puzzled expression. There might be some kind of jamming device in that lab area. I suppose that would explain it. Opening the terminal reveals the basic map made by Verdit. Its display clearly marking all the branching tunnels and noticeable features within the mine. Let's keep moving. With the map to guide you, your search progresses much faster. Commandant? Why do you think they would bring a child to a place like this? The cave is pitch black, your lighting equipment useless against the mining tunnel's overwhelming depth. This is hardly a place anyone would bring a child for fun. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we're not gonna like the answer. The possibilities are a churning pit. After a moment's thought, 3 or 4 grim reasons surface. Could there still be an active experimental facility hidden deep within the mind? The mine? Conservation area child. Or a wanderer's child. Their disappearance would go unnoticed, making them perfect test subjects. Or did the child overhear a dangerous secret? Conservation Area 368 has a mechanoid doctor and several people supposedly aware of mind and evolution. Could the child have overheard something and then been discovered? And also, there are far too many possibilities to determine the most likely scenario now. Let's keep moving forward. The answers will only reveal themselves once you find the missing child. Yeah. Liv furrows her brow and quickens her pace. The dim halo of the lighting device sweeps across the rocky walls, revealing mine shafts winding haphazardly through the stone layers, a spider's web entangling the land. The mineral crystals in the rock walls pulse with halos of unseen light, while hetero creatures, or perhaps something else entirely, stir and rustle in the depths of their shadowy nest. Yeah, move out. Let's move out. Traces. Someone whispers softly. They're still searching for those traces. They're searching. Searching. Searching for that. The whispers fade, drowned out by the clear echo of footsteps in the mine tunnels. After passing through layer upon layer of man-made caverns, Liv makes an exciting discovery at a fork previously explored by Rodent. Commandant, the traces are becoming clearer. Over here. She adjusts her light source, brightening it. There on the ground, a child's footprints are clearly visible in the dust. According to the map, we should still be in the shallow levels. You're late because you were in an arc match. I don't really know anything about that game. I hope you had fun. What? Huh? I don't... Did that happen to you? I don't know how I feel about that. Where did that question come from? Oh, I see. But that's a different kind of pocket. According to the map, we should still be in the shallow levels. As you follow the trail, the footprints don't lead deeper into the mine. Instead, they persistently circle the shallow tunnels, as if deliberately trying to make someone lose their way. Then, a reflection in the corner of the fork catches your attention. Taking a closer look. A wrapper. From one of the supply packs Babylonia sent to the conservation area. The date printed on the recyclable wrapper is from last month. You continue forward to another fork. The mine tunnel narrows drastically. Even the rodent squad never ventured in this direction. No minerals, no resources. This is likely just a nook that miners carved out long ago as a resting spot. Chaotic footprints are pressed deep into the dust. It seems they rested here for a while. They separated here. The adult's footprints stop over there. He points to a narrow path hidden behind the rock wall. But the child's... they lead deeper inside. Toward the deeper part of the mine. No spoons, no spoons or knives, just more forks? No spoons or knives, just more forks? Wow. That's crazy. The path deeper in leads to even darker tunnels. Do you think they ran into some kind of danger? Something that forced them to split up? It doesn't seem that way. The map provided by Rodent marks this hidden path, but most likely a shortcut the miners carved for their own use. It bypasses all the branching tunnels ahead, leading directly to the mine entrance. No matter the circumstances, no responsible adult would allow a child to venture into unknown danger. More likely, the adults have already left through that passage. A child. Their purpose might be to abandon the child. Why? Because of supplies. But doesn't Conservation Area 368 provide extra supplies for children under 8? Liv stares ahead in disbelief. Somewhere in the darkness of these mine tunnels, a child might be wandering alone, abandoned by their family for the sake of food. But only for those under 8. Children over 8 are deemed to possess basic foraging abilities, and due to the current scarcity, the conservation area no longer provides them with additional supplies. Yet, a child with a family wouldn't be cast out simply because the ration supply stopped. In wealthier conservation areas, communities even establish schools or healthcare centers to raise and educate children together. But a child with no family in an area that lacks the resources to care for them? What then? Liv presses her lips together and quickens her pace. Children need plenty of food. Plenty of food, and plenty of love. They must draw enough nourishment from both to fuel their growth. But in times like these, there simply aren't enough resources for an orphan in an impoverished conservation area. This fork in the path holds nothing worth exploring, with only sparse minerals jutting from the rock walls. The rodent squad marked this branch on their map. Nothing here. Even hetero creatures can't be bothered to stay here. The path ahead grows darker, forcing Liv to constantly adjust her lighting equipment to pierce the gloom. The rock walls press inward from both sides, the passage behind you narrowing. The two of you can only proceed single file as the pungent smell of damp earth grows stronger in your nostrils. Good job. A distinct sound of water echoes from somewhere nearby. Commandant, is there anything behind us? Are said children robots? Good question. There are child robots and even child constructs we've seen. So it's possible. And there was that little girl in the village who I thought was a robot because she had weird eyes and pointy ears. It could have been her. Nothing. We can keep moving forward. Liv stops abruptly, and you nearly collide with her back. Liv? Instinctively, you draw your sidearm and aim it over Liv's shoulder toward what lies ahead. It's that girl. The one I was just talking about her. In the halo of your equipment's light stands a child with long blue hair, clutching a bright red wild fruit, staring blankly down the path. Liv freezes for a moment, then rushes to the child's side. Are you okay? A child. She sets her light down and quickly examines the girl. The little girl sways slightly in Liv's arms, her expression blank and stunned, unable to comprehend what is happening. Thankfully, there are no visible injuries. Murky droplets fall from the stalactites overhead, spreading across the moss-slicked stone floor. The fading beams of human light streak through the mine tunnel like shooting stars in the darkness. Like specters wandering through twisted passages, faint skittering sounds emerge from the depths of the lair. They have found What was that sound? Liv's head lifts in a sharp, alert gesture, and you immediately mirror her action. You heard something? Commandant, did you hear something? Listening intently, you find nothing in the cave beyond the echo of footsteps and the occasional drip of water. I'll keep listening. Human senses will always be inferior to those of constructs. No matter how much you concentrate, you can only perceive the ambient sounds around you. I don't hear anything unusual. What did you hear? I'm not quite sure. It's like a sudden sense of unfamiliarity that emerges in a fog. What she heard, or perhaps received, is chaotic, jumbled. She can't grasp what it's saying. Is it really a sound at all? Let's get out of here first. With the child in your care, you can't afford to take risks. Yeah, let's leave first. In the mining tunnel, the footsteps of the three gradually fade into the distance. Well, that was creepy. And there's a lot of spider stuff going on in this chapter. And Melinoe, I think, had a little spider robot in her home. And there was a little spider robot in the Grey Raven lounge at the very beginning. Something's up here. Right. I need a drink. Suspicious indeed. Also, because it's getting colder. My lips are so dry. I hate it. I've already finished a whole drink. Like, I don't think drinking much more water is going to make my lips not dry out, but it feels better, you know? Okay, dazed nightmare. A deep thunder-like rumbling echoes through the rocky cavern. Water! Upon reaching a relatively secure area, Liv immediately activates her light, kneels, and begins examining the child. Is she alright? She's okay. A few scrapes and she's severely malnourished. That's all. Okay, is this girl a robot? Because I feel like upon, like, examination, Liv probably would have noticed if she was a robot. And also, like, Liv says she's malnourished. But could a robot be malnourished? Maybe she's not a robot, but then why does she have pointy ears? Why? This is a sci-fi series. I don't think there are elves in this universe unless we have something really weird to learn about this chapter. The little girl looks like someone we saw from previous chapters. I'm trying to think. Oh, she's Hylian. Oh my god. This is the twist. This world is in the same universe as the Zelda games. It's another one of the timelines. There's a fourth timeline. Where's the hero of time when you need him? Are you talking about Chaos? Or somebody else? While treating the child's scrapes with disinfectant, Liv speaks to her in a gentle voice. How did you find your way here? I came... The grown-ups brought me. You rezzed a guy for him only to kill you later? Man, ungrateful. That's rude as hell. Whether from extreme trauma or fear, her words come out in broken fragments. My bad. I didn't want to come. The grown-ups from the house brought me here. Where did those grown-ups go? I don't know. They gave me a fruit, but then they disappeared. I couldn't catch up. Little baby. Yeah, hopefully people hear that and be like, hey, that's shitty. Give this man comeuppance. How could anyone do this? As the missing child is found, the mystery unravels. Each cruel possibility confirmed one by one. Liv has never encountered adults who would treat a child like this. The world is undeniably dark, ravaged by endless conflict. She has seen women risk their lives to bring newborns into this world, and strangers band together to care for orphaned youths. Oh, is it like one of those games where like the whole game is PvP? I'm not always a fan of those games because I feel like you're just always gonna run across people who are gonna ruin your fun. I see. I'm also just not much of a PvP person in general. And a big part of that is just because I don't like losing. and I lose a lot against other people. This is actually the most wholesome community of the kind. Oh, well, that's good. She has never realized that children could be viewed as enemies, competitors for precious resources. My dad. I wanted to leave, but I got lost. The little girl recounts how she came to be here in fragmented words. Then I just got here. As the reality of her situation dawns on her, her lip quivers, and she is on the verge of tears. Oh, sweetie. It's okay. Okay. You frantically pat yourself down, searching for something to pacify the child, but find nothing except your sidearm, ammunition, and a few vials of serum. Maybe some serum. Maybe that'll help her feel better. The little girl sniffles and turns her head away, showing no interest in the serum. Okay, I'll give her the insignia. Seemingly intrigued by the shiny Grey Raven emblem on it, the little girl sniffles and takes the insignia from your hand. Commandant? Okay, but these are good drugs that are cures to the apocalypse virus. But also, you're right. Don't accept drugs from strangers. I'm gonna give her if it were me, I would give her such a good hug. I would give her such a good hug. Well, yeah, the child doesn't know that. Liv looks at you in confusion. She was about to cry, so I should give her something to distract her. Right? Commandant, give her a hug. Well, maybe you're right. Liv breaks into a smile. Don't touch the child! She's just a little girl who was abandoned in a mine. In any case, you have successfully prevented the child from crying out loud and attracting hetero creatures here. Though this camp is relatively safe, it isn't a place to stay, especially not with an unpredictable child. Alright, let's head back to the conservation area for now. The bumpy path through the mining area is a nuisance, and the constant backtracking seems odd, but venturing deeper into the mines on a mission with a child is out of the question. Yeah, let me quickly update Rodent on the situation. It seems that as Rodent ventures deeper into the laboratory area, establishing communication is taking progressively longer. Your friends got scammed? Did they get scammed at the cafe? Or, like, separately? Separate instances? Okay. Did you have fun at the cafe though? Did the food taste good? Cafe was great. Very cute. Glad to hear it. Met lots of fans. Ooh, sounds fun. Didn't meet any gay cat boys though. Aww. Well, there's always the next event. After a seemingly endless dial tone, they finally answer the call. This is Rodent, reading you for the 1500 status check.
This is Grey Raven. We've located a child in the mine. We are returning to the conservation area to ensure her safety.
Child. Conservation area. The static grows increasingly harsh, his voice nearly drowning in a sea of interference. Copy that. They got scammed trying to buy tickets secondhand for an event they wanted to go to? That sucks. The call cuts off abruptly. As if it were an illusion, the moment the call ends, that strange sense of dissonance rises again from within her visual module. Liv? What's wrong? Oh, you reported them? Well, that's good. At the very least, they have seen repercussions for scamming people. You steady Liv as she sways, immediately scanning her mind. There are only minor fluctuations, well within normal parameters, and your own mind beacon shows no abnormalities.
It's still my visual module. Could be something wrong with the processor, but I'm not really sure. It might be caused by the minor mind fluctuations from earlier. It's fine. Rodent also mentioned that the minerals in this area can cause slight mind disruptions.
Rodent Squad did mention these effects inside the mining tunnels, but for some reason, can't shake the feeling that there's more to this than meets the eye. Let's head back to the conservation area first. After logging the fluctuations in Liv's mind, the two of you escort the child toward the mine entrance. Throughout the journey, the child remains quiet, clutching Liv's hand tightly as you walk forward, not once breaking into the loud crying you'd expect from a child in such a situation. As you approach the mine entrance, the punishing detector on your protective suit suddenly flashes red. The punishing virus concentration is rising. In one swift motion, you wrap the child in a spare protective suit, while Liv already stands poised for battle.
Aren't they arriving a bit too soon?
It was the same path you took when entering the mine. Even if new hetero creatures had spawned, they couldn't possibly have formed this quickly. Must have moved here from another part of the mine. Hetero creatures have always possessed an innate drive to attack humans, not for food nor for sport. The Science Council once delved into this behavior, but their research yielded nothing. These creatures are simply humanity's natural enemies, attacking for no other reason than to attack.
Moved here.
After eliminating the cluster of hetero creatures, you find 2 human corpses at the center of the circle the monsters had formed. A discovery both shocking and grimly expected.
They look like residents from the conservation area. The grown-ups.
The little girl, who had been silent for most of the journey, suddenly speaks. She stares at the 2 bodies, mangled beyond recognition by vicious bites, her amber eyes holding not fear, but an unsettling calm.
The grown-ups from the house brought me here. Were they the ones who brought you here? The grown-ups said I'm old enough now to earn my food by mining.
How old are you?
This year, the grown-up said I'm almost 8 years old. Why are they sleeping there like that?
The child seems unable to grasp the concept of death. He only stares at the two adults lying on the ground with puzzlement, wondering why they don't simply stand up and continue on their way.
They must be just very tired. They'll wake up later.
Liv kneels down and gently pulls the child into her arms, shielding her from the grim spectacle.
Commandant, could you please take her to the next junction ahead? I'll take care of things here and join you later.
Okay. A deep, thunder-like rumbling echoes through the rocky cavern. Moments later, Liv catches up from behind.
I've buried them at that junction. That should prevent more hetero creatures from being drawn to the area.
Let's go. The daylight from the mine entrance is now just ahead. Deeper in the rocky passages, deeper still, in places untouched even by the rodent squad, a sourceless stream flows through the stone. A vast web of interconnected strands carries messages through the darkness. Limbs rise, weaving the threads of the next chapter. They are gone. They left. Have they really left? The journey back to the conservation area is remarkably smooth. The thick fog has been chased away by the setting sun, revealing the mountain's stark contours. The sinking sun melts into the steep rock faces, painting them in varying shades of amber. No birds fly over the mining area, but the evening breeze carries one of autumn's rare, lingering warmth. Like a signpost, the abandoned vehicle still stands by the roadside, now gilded in rich golden light.
Clark and Nyler should be fine back at the mine, right? They should be. The rodent said that they've settled them safely at their camp.
The three arrive at the conservation area just as lead-gray clouds begin to spread across one corner of the sky. Surprisingly, Melinoe stands at the entrance, anxiously scanning the road as if waiting. As soon as she spots the vehicle in the distance, she races toward it desperately, nearly tripping over the hem of her dress in haste.
Melinoe, has something happened at the conservation area?
Liv hits the brakes and pulls the vehicle to the side of the road. The moment the door opens, the little girl is the first to leap out. Melinoe, who has been running over, immediately drops to her knees and sweeps the child into a tight embrace. You accidentally got a second Gardevoir plushie yesterday? Then it's a gift. It's a gift from heaven. Is it the same Gardevoir plushie as the one that you had before, or is it a different one? Either way, Gardevoir good. It's the same. Two sitting cuties. Yeah, I have the sitting cutie. I have a sitting cutie Gardevoir and a Curlia and a Ralts. It's not a gift if you bought it. It's a gift from Providence. From the powers that be. Well, maybe you could give it to somebody. Then it would be a gift. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I should have known. I should have seen it. Her hands flutter over the girl, frantically checking for injuries, her voice trembling. I never should have left you with them. I knew better. Melinoe clutches the girl tightly against her chest, but her strength is unyielding. The child gasps, her small hands pushing feebly against the metal arms. You have a friend who's gonna take your plushies that you want to rehome so you have room for more plushies? Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure your friend will like them.
Melinoe, you're going to hurt her.
Catching the girl's pleading eyes, Liv's voice cuts softly through the tension.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to.
The embrace breaks as Melinoe recoils, sorrow and alarm warring on her features. The girl seizes the chance, darting from her arms to cower behind Liv.
What are you doing out here? Is this the child you told us about?
Yes. Melinoe's gaze remains locked on the child behind Liv, terrified that even a blink will make her vanish again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare her. I was just so worried. Melinoe's hands twist together in a nervous knot before she forcibly stills them at her sides. She draws a slow, deliberate breath. This afternoon, I was on my way to the medical station. I passed their house, like I always do. It was quiet. No one was home. No, she hasn't. But I'm waiting for it. Aisling is always playing outside at that hour.
Aisling?
Yeah, that's the name I gave her. But they've never called her that. I thought they'd give her a new name. But no. It's always just been Hey. You hope not, 'cause you love ethical goth mommies? I have reasons to believe that this woman is not an ethical goth mommy. After a brief silence, Melinoe continues. I looked for Aisling everywhere. Their home, their worksite. The couple wasn't there either. Someone said they saw the couple taking her toward the mining area early this morning. So the unethical goth mommy is for Ash Frost. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I wanted to go after her, but you know what I am. I'm just a psychologist model mechanoid, never built for combat. I was too afraid to leave the conservation area. When I heard from the supervisor that you were also in the mining area, it was my only hope. I prayed you would run into them. Where are they? I mean the two adults. Didn't they come back with you? Melinoe peers behind Liv with a puzzled expression.
That couple... they're gone.
If RPGs taught you anything, ladies in big sun hats are evil. That does seem to be a trend. Liv leans in close to Melinoe and whispers in her ear.
What? How could that happen?
The traces found along the way make the story easy enough to piece together. Like a discarded character from a fairy tale, a young girl with amber eyes named Aisling was led into the mine by her foster parents just before her 8th birthday. With her no longer able to secure the extra supplies from the conservation area, they decided she had outlived her usefulness. She fought them, of course, but a child's instinctual struggle was nothing against adult strength. They dragged her into that pitch-black hell. Or they're just really rich and have a southern accent. Yeah. Oh, I do declare. I need a mint julep. The mining tunnels twisted like the massive, intricate spine of a serpent. A labyrinth where even adults could barely find their way through was a perfect tomb for a child. They left her with nothing but a single wild fruit, abandoning her in the dangerous abyss. Untouched for years, the tunnels could offer countless ways to die. Discovery by hetero creatures, the snap of a forgotten trap, a sudden collapse of rock, or a silent, endless fall into one of the deep shafts that scarred the mining area. Tears already streamed silently down Melinoe's face. I'm so sorry. I should have known. I should have seen it. What kind of parent would let their own child accidentally wander into the mine alone? Her hand trembles as she reaches out, a hesitant gesture toward the girl hiding behind Liv.
This isn't your fault.
No one could have predicted such a tragedy. When I brought Aisling to them, she was so small. Just a baby. From all the emotions I've detected in humans, I've learned that humans form bonds, that they care for their young. I thought if she didn't remember me, she could form a real bond with that family. That they would love her and raise her as their own. Melinoe lowers her gaze, a sigh escaping her lips. I was built to absorb negative emotions. But I can't absorb the malice in human nature. Even psychologists can't cure the malignancy within a soul. Liv finds it difficult to pass judgment on anything that's happened here.
So, what will you do now? Will you look after her? I can help you apply for extra supplies. For Aisling. At least until she's older.
The neglect Aisling suffered in her adoptive home is evident. It has left her with a lasting impact, a struggle to form clear words and articulate her thoughts. Skills that should have been nurtured long ago. Melinoe presses her lips together, gazing sadly at Aisling, who is still hiding behind Liv. Can I really take proper care of her? Her voice drops to a pained whisper. I'm just a mechanoid. What can I truly offer? I have no human warmth. I don't understand a human child's needs. I could never be a mother to her. You're sure an android meant to absorb negativity is bound to stay sane? Yeah. That's never gone poorly before. Aisling shrinks further behind Liv, refusing to leave the safety of her shadow.
Then, Aisling,
Could you look after her? Just for a little while? Summoning her courage, Melinoe makes her request, her voice barely a whisper.
us? Take care of her?
Yes, she trusts you. She's grown attached to you already. If you could just keep her safe for a few days, I can inform the supervisor and find a proper family for her. A real family this time. If you want something to absorb negativity, just let it absorb social media. Ain't that the truth? It wouldn't be for long. You're planning to stay here for a while anyway, right? The supervisor mentioned your mission. Clearing the hetero creatures from the mine. She could stay in the medical station while you work. She's so well behaved. She wouldn't be any trouble at all, I promise. Melinoe's pleading eyes shift from Liv to the human commandant. Her desperation laid bare.
But we have other missions to attend to.
Liv glances helplessly at the human commandant beside her, seeking guidance. Please, just for a little while. She really likes you. I can see it. Her voice is earnest, bordering on a plea. In the twilight, the conservation area is bathed in the warm glow of amber bonfires. Liv hesitates, caught in a moment of hesitation. A loud stomach growl erupts from beside her.
Are you hungry?
The child named Aisling says nothing, merely clutching Liv's sleeve with one hand and that wild fruit with another.
Why don't you eat that fruit? It's yours. The fruit.
Her gaze, when it lifts to Liv's, is pure and guileless.
This fruit? Really sweet. You eat it.
Yeah, it was. No. I was in the game. But you should eat something if you're hungry, Cole.
You helped me. Big kids ran away. You're nice. This person gave me gruel. Also nice. The fruit. You eat it.
Then she extends her hand. The fruit is crushed beyond recognition in her grip. A muddy, misshapen thing. Yet a faint, sweet fragrance still rises from it. Well, she wouldn't be the first to call me a fruit. Ayy! It's mostly me and my sister. You see? She's already attached to you. Just for a little while, I promise. I'll find her a proper family as soon as I can. Please, can you help her? Save fruit. Maybe bananas? To be honest, I don't eat fruit a whole lot. I probably should eat more of it, though. I more often eat vegetables. I really like carrots. I think celery's good too. Not as much as carrots. You don't like bananas? They're high in potassium. Am I a rabbit? No. But my family tells me I eat like a bird. By which they mean I don't eat very much. Ooh, if you want some more Luke lore, did you know that I was really underweight for most of my childhood? I didn't even grow to be above 100 pounds until I was in high school. Yeah, I was really small as a kid. The way I'm talking sounds like I am a rabbit. Or the way I'm talking sounds like I am still underweight. No, I think I'm more of an average weight now. Like, I think last I checked, I was somewhere around like 140 something. And that's like more average for a guy, right? Yeah, it's pretty regular. Yeah, but when I was younger, I was really underweight. I remember for a really long time, my weight stayed at 58 pounds. And I only weighed that much going into middle school. I was a little guy. Yeah. Oh, I was easy to throw. I wish I was so easy to lift now. Because then more men could impress me by carrying me in their arms. But alas, now I weigh a normal amount. I still kinda am. Well, yeah, maybe for stronger guys. And yeah, I've never really eaten a lot. Something else that my family says is there are two kinds of people: the ones who live to eat and the ones who eat to live. And I'm the second type. I eat to live, whereas the rest of my family lives to eat. My family loves food, and I'm just kind of like, eh. You live to eat, it's your bane or your brain. You like sweets? I like sweets too. Yeah, I just need a big, strong man to carry me over their shoulder, or in a princess carry. In a princess carry. And then I can rest my head on his shoulder and feel all safe and protected and cared for. That's the dream. Interrogation time? What this time? Oh, fave sweets. This one's harder. Well, so I like chocolate a lot. Milk chocolate. I also like powdered donut holes and like cinnamon donut holes, and also full donuts. I like a lot of like bread, baked good things, like muffins. I like cheesecake. Usually more than regular cake. Those are a few. Those are a few I really like. I haven't had cheesecake in a little while. You like chocolate chip cookies, lemon cake, Reese's Cups, and Kit Kats. Ooh, as for cookies, I really like molasses sugar cookies and ricotta cheese cookies. I think those are really nice. And I mean, of course I like chocolate chip too, but like, you know, that's like the vanilla it's like the vanilla ice cream of chocolate chip cookies. or cookies. Chocolate chip cookies are the vanilla ice cream of cookies. Everybody likes them. Well, almost everyone. Most people. But yeah, those are some of the ones I like the most. Oh, and a lot of the time, for my birthday, I'll either get a cheesecake or this really good chocolate cake they have at the grocery store near where I live. It's like really rich. It's really good. Your dog's names are Reese and Kit. I've mentioned this before, but I really like food names for pets. Like I was watching one of my friends, Lastiel, play Dispatch yesterday, and there's a dog character in that game named Beef, and that's so cute. You used to make triple chocolate sticky buns and they were delectable. That reminds me, I forgot. Another one of my favorite sweets, cinnamon rolls. I love cinnamon rolls. And sweet rolls and stuff. They're so good. They're so good. Oh, and my mom makes really nice pumpkin bread. That's pretty good too. Cinnamon rolls are your bane, but you feel like you gain 54 pounds just looking at them. Ugh. I just love cinnamon rolls. Sometimes my parents will get like a really big cinnamon roll, and I'll just eat it for breakfast, like slowly over like 3 days. Ugh. You bake a mean green apple brown sugar pie? Ooh. That sounds nice. I haven't had a lot of different pies. I like coconut cream pie. I don't know since I've had that too. Oh, and recently I had some tiramisu. My parents got some at a deli and brought it home for me. Well, I remember, I think I mentioned this recently. One time, I went to a restaurant, I think one of the couple times as a kid that I went to New York City, and there was a really good brownie at that restaurant. Oh my god. Alright. Enough talk of sweets. Let's get back to the pain. All resistance melts away. Liv takes Ashling's little hand in hers and lets out a soft, resigned sigh. Your family's birthday tradition is this chocolate-covered ice cream cake from a local ice cream store? Believe it or not, I'm actually not a huge fan of ice cream. Just because I'm one of those people who gets like tooth pain from really cold things. So sometimes eating ice cream is just painful for me. But I'll have it sometimes still. Melinoe? It's just... Do I get cold easily? I don't know. I mean, I feel like I get cold and hot. So like, I guess I would say no. I mean, like, there's my mom who's always cold. No, my mom's always hot and my dad is always cold. So I feel like I'm the one in the household who experiences temperature in a normal way. Ice cream cake is your kryptonite in a good way. Yeah, I'm not a huge ice cream guy. Go back to the depression. You need to laundry and shower. Okay, have a nice shower. Yes. What is it? Aisling really doesn't eat much. I'll find a way to provide for her meals. No, it's not about Aisling. It's just... nothing. Don't worry about it. Liv answers Melinoe with a warm smile, deftly steering the conversation elsewhere. Only once Melinoe has gone does she let her focus settle on the nearby vehicle, her gaze lingering pensively on its tires. During today's trip, she remembers she hasn't slowed down at all. A soft rustle of fabric breaks her thoughts. She looks down to find Aisling staring up at her. A faint trace of anxiety is visible in the child's eyes, as if she's waiting for a sign. Understanding, Liv gently ruffles Aisling's hair, her voice soft and tender.
Come on, let's go home.
Okay. The veil between. Her gaze stretches across the conservation area, where a thick mist shrouds the layered mountains, dissolving the very horizon into a seamless, muted gray. Conservation Area 368. Morning. All compelling narratives must be built on a fundamental structure, and a story's resolution must feel earned through its characters to be believable. Liv reads the words on her terminal, her eyes skimming the forum post without truly seeing it. Her attention is scattered, her mind adrift in a fog. Well... lately, it seems every article and post has echoed the same sentiment. Just like yesterday. Yesterday. What had she seen yesterday? Her thoughts plunge into an unexpected void, a perfect blankness where the memories should have been. She suddenly could recall nothing from yesterday at all. A faint knocking sound echoes at the door, like a small animal seeking shelter. Huh? Liv jolts, sudden movement startling you as you approach the table, 2 steaming cups of coffee in your hands. Liv?
I'm so sorry.
For a few seconds, Liv remains frozen under your gaze. Then, blinking, she shakes herself free and hurries to the door. A small girl with long blue hair stands there, twisting her hands. Upon seeing Liv, the girl carefully extends her hands, offering a handful of wild fruits.
Good morning.
She crouches down with a smile, bringing herself to the girl's eye level, and accepts the gift with both hands.
Good morning, Aisling. Thank you. You must have worked really hard to get these. Though you really don't have to bring fruits every day.
Liv's words hitch for a fraction of a second as she tries to recall their time spent together. The thought doesn't break her sentence, but it settles in her mind, sending quiet ripples across the surface.
You helped me. Fresh fruits. For you.
Aisling shakes her head, then nods before scampering off.
Wait.
Liv's sentence hangs in the air, unfinished. The girl is already gone, her retreat so immediate and seamless it feels like a well-worn routine. With a final, fruitless glance, Liv carries the fruits back to her room. She lays them gently on a table beside the Commandant, who is already absorbed in work. Aisling again?
I've told her a few A few times already? But she just keeps coming. Commandant? You're still working? Yeah. Just finishing up the report on our mission at the mine for Babylonia. The mission at the mine? You mean the operation to clear the hetero creatures from the mining area, right?
A flicker of confusion prompts Liv to lean in, but the Commandant responds by putting the terminal to sleep and drawing subtly back. Yes, I'm starting to suspect a larger hetero creature was present, one that could control the others. I think we need to reassess the situation. With the terminal shut down, the Commandant's focus now fully shifts to a serious analysis of the anomaly in the mine. Liv freezes for a moment. As she begins to speak, the Commandant's voice cuts her off. Melinoe? Following the Commandant's gaze, Liv turns to see Melinoe standing in the exact spot where Aisling was before, waving to her. Good morning, Liv. Sunlight dapples Melinoe through the swaying tree shadows. In the shifting light, Liv's mind sharpens, her eyes narrowing with newfound clarity. Liv and Melinoe stroll through the conservation area, talking idly on their way to the central plaza. Those medical techniques you shared have been incredibly useful. I'm planning to compile them into a pocket handbook to improve field safety for everyone. I see. I'm glad to hear it. Liv gazes into the deep reaches of the conservation area, where a heavy mist clings to the overlapping mountain peaks, blurring all boundaries between sky and earth. You don't seem very interested in this topic. Oh, not at all. I was just lost in thought. I thought you'd be happy to hear about this. I am happy, really. It was just something else that crossed my mind. Liv pulls her gaze away from the distance and turns to face Melinoe. You don't seem as wary around me as before. When we first met, you were always very honest, but I could feel you keeping a careful distance from Commandant and me. You don't like it? I thought our relationship would be closer because of Aisling. An odd sense of dissonance hangs between them as they enter the central plaza. The plaza is dotted with small clusters of people. From within one group, a familiar small figure with blue hair catches their eyes. Gazing at the playful Aisling in the distance, Melinoe takes a few steps forward and seizes the opportunity to change the subject. I know I've said this many times already, but I still want to thank you both for saving Aisling. Back then, if you hadn't been there. Back then. Liv's voice is soft, but it deftly catches the words Melinoe let slip. The conversation cuts off mid-sentence as Melinoe goes momentarily still. Her head turns slowly, and she fixes Liv with a look of bewilderment. Back then, if Commandant and I hadn't been there, Aisling would have been lost in the mine forever. Yes. Without your help, she would have died in the mine a few days ago. So, when exactly do you mean by a few days ago? How many days have passed since we brought Aisling back, Melinoe? You said that you'd find a new adoptive family for her. May I ask how that's coming along? The warmth gradually drains from Liv's voice. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean. You seem upset. Has Aisling been misbehaving? Is that what's bothering you? This has nothing to do with Aisling, Melinoe.
someone has been keeping Commandant from me. That's why I'm upset.
Ever since that disorienting moment at the dining table, Liv has been running constant diagnostics on her internal perception modules. She has meticulously sorted through the fragments of inconsistency, again and again. The blurred sense of time, the endlessly stretching autumn days, and Liv lowers her gaze. I don't really understand what you're saying, Liv. Are you feeling unwell?
Such a convincing illusion you crafted. You almost completely got me.
A faint smile touches Liv's lips, the ghost of a memory in her eyes.
But that's not the Grey Raven Commandant.
Ha 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 ha! I wondered if something was off because it wasn't letting me choose my responses. The smile drops from Liv's face. She regards Melinoe, her expression wiped clean of all emotion.
Tell me, where is Commandant?
Mind tunnel. Time unknown. The mind tunnel twists through the deep earth like a serpent's coil. The portable light from your terminal throws a frail pool of illumination, pushing back only a few feet of the oppressive darkness.
Where are we now?
A timid voice breaks the silence at your side. You maintain your alert posture, eyes scanning the unseen threats in the gloom. But one hand finds the child's head, offering a gentle, reassuring pat.
Shh. It's okay. Well, don't worry. We'll get out of here soon.
As you round a corner, still murmuring comfort, you draw a knife and score a fresh mark into the rocky wall. With the motion, a torn strip of cloth bound tightly around your arm flutters. Your gaze involuntarily catches on it, and the sight unleashes the recent memories. Sometime earlier, the two of you were preparing to leave the mine with the little girl. Then, a deep, thunder-like rumbling echoes through the rocky cavern. The mine shuddered in intermittent spasms, likely caused by aftershocks from the explosion earlier. From the darkness, occasionally came the sound of rock layers cracking and shifting. Liv pressed a hand to her temple, her steps faltering.
Your mind.
The moment you tried to steady her fluctuating mind, a searing, needle-like pain stabbed into your own mind. The very surroundings began to blur, split, and double before your eyes.
What's going on?
There was no time to determine if it was the minerals or the hetero creatures. You grabbed her coat and forcefully tore a long strip from it.
Commandant?
Tie the strip firmly around Liv's wrist. You then wound the other end tightly around your own forearm. It was a physical anchor, so even if your minds descended into chaos together, you wouldn't lose each other.
Are you all right?
Aisling timidly tugs at the edge of your clothes, pulling you back from the grip of memory. The broken half of the cloth strip remained tightly wound around your arm, but Liv is nowhere to be seen.
I'm fine.
A sudden, searing pain lances through your skull. You stumble, the world tilting, and barely catch yourself from falling.
Are you okay?
I'm alright. Ever since the separation from Liv, a presence has been trying to attack your consciousness. Or more precisely, your mind beacon that still connects you to her. The assaults have repeated, wave after wave, but each has shattered against your mental defenses. Now, as the latest one recedes, you push back against the rock wall, steadying yourself as you struggle to your feet. Okay, so the Commandant and Aisling never left the mine, unless this is also an illusion. So, okay, so either we're in an illusion like Liv was, or we never left the mine. I'm fine. Let's keep moving. With the child close, you advance. At every fork in the tunnel, you leave a clear mark, a guide for Liv, and a trail of breadcrumbs for yourself. Conservation Area 368, morning. Liv stands motionless in the shade, her gaze locked on Melinoe. After a prolonged silence, the latter's lips twist into an unsettling smile. So you noticed? Then this place has no value anymore. Hi, Peach. How are you? I hope you're having a good day today. This lady has revealed herself to be evil. Her voice is hoarse, distorted, like a soulless marionette. And in that same instant, Melinoe's empty shell collapses before Liv's eyes. Oh no, you were sick today? But you're feeling better now, that's good. I'm glad you're feeling better. And I'm glad you got some rest. Another puppet in disguise. The very ground beneath her rots away, collapsing into a seemingly bottomless whirlpool that threatens to swallow the whole world. Liv lurches into the air as the sky shatters like a mirror, fragmenting into 1,000 glittering shards. And then a pulse of abnormal sounds echoes through her mind. It's the deep, resonant hum of the mind tunnel that floods her audio receptors. Liv jolts awake in absolute darkness. Commandant is nowhere to be seen. The ground trembles faintly. An earthquake, perhaps. Before her lies the mine tunnel, damp, dark, dripping with stalactites. Eerie minerals glow from the walls, and a twisting abyss coils ahead like the spine of some massive serpent. She never left the mine. A fracturing pain radiates from her mind, a relentless cycle of memories being stripped away and clumsily rebuilt across countless moments. Then, everything ceases, freezing into a single stark point in time. Why are they sleeping there like that? The child seems unable to grasp the concept of death. He only stares at the two adults lying on the ground with puzzlement, wondering why they don't simply stand up and continue on their way. They must be just very tired. They'll wake up later. Liv kneels down and gently pulls the child into her arms, shielding her from the grim spectacle. Commandant, could you please take her to the next junction ahead? I'll take care of things here and join you later. All right. A deep, thunder-like rumbling echoes through the rocky cavern. So it started back then. Pain still flickers through her perception modules, but Liv pushes past it, pulling out her terminal to contact the Commandant. The terminal emits a weak, final dead tone, a complete comms blackout. As a last resort, she closes her eyes and plunges her consciousness into the depths of her mind, reaching for the familiar signal of the Commandant's mind beacon. Her vision blurs and trembles violently, the environment smearing into a dizzying double exposure. With no other option, she has to terminate the attempt within her mind. She sags against the tunnel wall, calibrating the fluctuations of her visual module. Her trembling hand slides down the cold stone, and her fingers find an unnatural etching carved into the rock. It's a mark left by Commandant. A triangular symbol, meaning enter from here, is etched into the rough rock. Return from here, and then the next mark. Further along this path lies a side tunnel where she buried the two foster parents. A quick check confirms nothing is amiss. The temporarily sealed branch entrance remains as she left it, obscured by rubble and soil. And then, as her fingers trace the rock wall, a voice suddenly calls out, freezing Liv in her tracks. Aisling? Melinoe? Her visual module has been glitching with mind interference, but her audio is clear. She knows that voice instantly. How come she's in the mine? Could she still be trapped in the illusion right now? Holding her breath, Liv slowly moves toward the sound of Melinoe's voice. Aisling? Are you there? Aisling? Melinoe paces anxiously through the dark, winding tunnels, calling Aisling's name in a hushed tone, likely afraid of drawing the attention of hetero creatures. Aisling, can you hear me? She seems equally unfamiliar with the passages. In just 20 minutes, she has backtracked through this same branch 3 or 4 times, repeatedly taking wrong turns. Concealed in shadow, Liv watches, scrutinizing her every move. She doesn't trust Melinoe. Whoever or whatever is weaving this illusion must know Melinoe intimately, use her as such a central puppet. That alone suggests Melinoe may not be as innocent as she seems. It's just that Liv weighs her options carefully. With her visual module compromised, she can't tell if her disorientation stems from mind fluctuations or physical shifts in the tunnel layout. Communications are still down. She can't reach Commandant. Recalibrating her mind to locate Commandant's mind beacon would cost more precious time. Under these conditions, anyone in the mine could be a clue to break the stalemate. She must reunite with Commandant quickly. She can't leave Commandant alone in this dangerous illusion. Aisling, are you there? Nearby, Melinoe drifts through the deep passages like a mournful specter, her voice a haunting echo as she calls the child's name. After forcibly recalibrating her visual module once more and confirming her battle systems are nominal, Liv finally speaks, her voice soft. Melinoe. Is that you? Who's there? Who is it? Melinoe stumbles backward in a panic, her shoulders pressing flat against the tunnel wall. It's me, Liv. From the mouth of the shadowy side passage, Liv steps into the faint light. I heard your voice. Thank goodness. It really is you. Recognizing the familiar face, Melinoe's fear shatters, replaced by a wave of pure, visible relief. Have you seen Aisling? Aisling? Oh, you probably don't know her by that name. The look on her face is raw with urgency and unmistakably sincere. You know, the one with the blue hair and amber eyes? The little girl you gave the gruel to. And you helped her once, too. You remember her? Her name is Aisling? Yes, that's the name I gave her. The family that adopted her never called her that. It's a secret, just between the two of us. A melancholic smile forms on her face. But I have this feeling that I'm going to lose her again. Okay, so maybe she's not evil? Question mark? I don't know. I still don't trust her. I still don't trust her. Shrouded in darkness. I'll give her everything. Anything she could ever want, as long as she desires it and I can get it for her. I'm gonna quickly put on some chapstick, because my lips are dry. My lips are dry. Oops. Deep in the shadowed mines, water droplets fall from stalactites, each one striking the stone with a crisp, echoing note. Here, a mother who has lost her child walks with a Liv who cannot find her commandant. Together they feel their way through the encompassing dark. How do you know Aisling is down here? Melinoe lets out a soft sigh. Every afternoon, I go to the medical station. I've calculated the route perfectly. If I walk past Aisling's house around 2:30, I can usually see her playing in the yard. It gives me a chance to say hello, check on her. But this afternoon, when I passed by the house, I didn't see Aisling around. I even went to her parents' workplace. Nothing. The patrol soldiers at the conservation area entrance said they saw Aisling and her foster parents leave early this morning, headed toward the mine. I was worried, so I followed their trail, all the way here, until I ran into you. A sensible route, a coherent explanation. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious about her story. Liv lowers her gaze, carefully venturing her next question. On your way in, did you run into any trouble? A few minor issues, but the real problem was a cave-in, I think. Not long after I entered, there was a sound. A deep rumble. It could have been an explosion, or just the mountain settling. I don't know these tunnels well, so I can't be sure. But the result was the same. Several paths were blocked. I've been having to find my way around them. Could you show me where the cave-in happened? Of course. Melinoe motions for Liv to follow her and heads toward one of the tunnel junctions. Aisling, can you hear me? Please answer me. She continues to call Aisling's name softly, her voice refusing to give up. Aisling, is she the infant you saved? Yes, she is. Melinoe's voice, a hushed and sorrowful melody, weaves through the mine tunnels. When I found her, she was so small, just a baby. According to the records in my database, all humans should have a name. I thought about giving her mine, but when I learned what Melinoe meant, it didn't feel right for a baby. So I searched through every book and file we had access to, until I found it. Aisling. With her tongue pressed to the roof of her mouth, Melinoe coaxes the sound into being. In the dim mine light, her expression softens, as if the name itself is a gentle warmth against the darkness. She is a vision, a dream, and a redemption. Melinoe comes to a halt before a branch tunnel that has clearly collapsed not long ago. We're here. This is the place. He points to the buried entrance of a tunnel branch on the other side. I was going to search this area, but there was a small cave-in just as I reached this platform. I had to find my way around. Do you think Aisling could be behind there? She furrows her brow, desperate for a definitive answer. I'm not sure, but Aisling should be with Commandant. If the previous illusion truly began with a tremor, as she speculated. As they clear the tunnel entrance, a cloud of dust billows around them. Liv narrows her eyes, her fingers blindly searching the rock wall. Yes, this is it. Until they catch onto a familiar triangular pattern. Commandant? Are you there? She leans into the crevice, her voice a hushed call. But the way is barred by massive boulders. The ceiling has collapsed completely. Through the narrow gap, only the faintest echoes. Only the faintest of echoes can be heard. They must have moved deeper inside. She recalls the rodent squad safe zone, set up deeper in the shaft. With communications dead and the exit sealed by the tremor, Commandant's priority would be to get the child to safety. That camp is the only logical destination. Should we try to clear all these rocks? Melinoe is already at work, her hands clawing at the rubble. Here, let me. With a sharp gesture, Liv signals Melinoe back. In one fluid motion, she draws her lotus wheel and unleashes its power. A concussive blast fills the tunnel. Debris flies, forcing Melinoe to shield her eyes and take a step back. As the dust churns, she squints to see the jagged boulders disintegrate, fracturing into a cascade of tumbling stone. Wow. It's nothing, really. Just keep going. We need to find them. The recent tremor has left the mine shaft in ruins. Several branched tunnels, once accessible, are now completely sealed by colossal falls of rock. The one piece of good news is that Commandant and Aisling are not trapped behind any of these new barricades. A wave of relief washes over Liv as her fingers trace the fresh scratches scored into the rock wall. A recent sign, a thread of hope. Aisling, can you hear me? Please answer. Melinoe continues to call out softly. Aisling. Aisling? Suddenly, her tone shifts. The gentle calls sharpen into a gasp of urgency. She lunges forward, stooping to snatch something from the ground. A shoe? Though her visual field is still blurred, Liv's symptoms parse the silhouette instantly. I made these for Aisling. She must be just ahead. Cradled in Melinoe's palm is a tiny shoe, sized for a child no older than 8. I'd recognize it anywhere. This is her shoe. I made all of her shoes myself. You came back to a lovely time? Oh, you missed a little bit. You were there when Commandant and Liv came back from the mine with Aisling, right? And Melinoe was like, "Can you look after her for a few days?" Yeah, you saw that, right, Nia? That was an illusion. Liv and Commandant never left the mine. And now, Liv and Commandant are separated. Commandant is with the kid, Aisling, and Liv is now with Melinoe. I don't know if Commandant was trapped in an illusion too, but Liv was in an illusion. So none of that didn't happen. This is why the mines had canaries. Do they make mine canaries that can tell you if you're in an illusion inside a mine? I know I can't be her mother. I've always tried to do what I can for her. After all, in a way, I'm the one who brought her into this world. Melinoe gently closes her eyes, as if lost in a precious memory. After I first woke up, I was just wandering through the mines, aimless. I had almost decided to leave, when I heard it. The cry of a baby. I found her right at the mine entrance. She was so tiny, so delicate, as beautiful as a dream. She was wrapped in a rough little robe, her feet bare. So I gathered what I could find right here in the mine and made her a pair of shoes. It can warn you when the gases are messing with you? Yeah. Then I carried her all the way to Conservation Area 368. Conservation Area 368. Melinoe stepped into the crude conservation area, the infant a small, warm weight against her chest. She kept her hands tucked beneath the sleeves, hiding their mechanical skeleton from view. Ugh. Another woman and kid. A middle-aged man guarding the entrance spat a glob of phlegm onto the ground. Where'd you crawl in from? The mine. Fantastic. Another dim refugee. The man's face was etched with impatience. Listen up. Food's scarce anywhere these days. Conservation area tosses a tiny extra scrap for the kid. That's it. For everything else, you're on your own.
I understand.
Whatever. Here's your tag. Now get inside. His gaze, a calculated blend of indifference and scrutiny, dropped to the bundle in her arms. His brow furrowed, and he tossed the identification tag at Melinoe. If you can't keep that thing alive, let me know.
I'll do my best.
As a mechanoid, she had no need for food, water, or the fragile company of humans. Yet for Aisling, she would root herself in Conservation Area 368. And so she stayed. As time went on, the family that took her in wasn't particularly kind. A child's shoes would wear out so quickly, and eventually they stopped replacing them altogether. I started making regular trips through the mining area, gather materials from the forest beyond. I made shoes for the children in the conservation area. And these. I made these especially for her. The fraying upper, its cotton stuffing peeking it through, is reinforced by an extra layer of tough leather. She has a slight tilt in her step, always favoring this side. So with every pair I made, I'd add an extra piece of leather right here.
You love her very deeply.
Yes. If such a feeling can be defined as love within human social relationships.
Then, why did you let another family raise her instead?
Melinoe presses her lips together, falling silent for a moment. Because I realized I didn't know how to give her the kind of love that humans needed. A mechanoid can offer no human warmth, no mother's intuition to balance the delicate sustenance an infant needs to thrive. I am not a nanny bottle. I've been disconnected from the network since the punishing virus outbreak. All I had to guide me was my original programming and a few dictionaries stored in my database. An infant's emotions are so pure, so simple. Once, when she was wailing from hunger, I felt so helpless. I tried to devour that hunger emotion from her, and she lost her ability to cry for food. For an infant, this is nothing short of a catastrophe. The night was a fury of rain, a torrential downpour that hammered the conservation area's crude metal roofing until it roared. Beneath the din, Melinoe stumbled to a resident's door and beat her fists against the metal. Please, I'm so sorry to bother you this late. Just spit it out. The man who answered frowned, his eyes darting past her. It's Aisling. Something's wrong. She won't stop crying. She's burning up. I don't know what to do. Without another word, he grabbed a raincoat and followed her back into the deluge. I knew it. You found that child, didn't you? You clearly don't have a clue how to take care of a baby. You look like some runaway from a fancy house. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Inside Melinoe's quarters, the man dried his hands on his shirt before gently pressing his palm to Aisling's brow. It's a fever. I've only got adult pills, but we'll have to make it work. From his pocket, he produced a single pill. He broke it, selected a mere fragment, and crushed it to powder. Dissolving it in a cap of water, carefully tipped the solution into the infant's mouth. The medicine worked quickly, and Aisling's frantic cries soon softened into quiet, even breaths of sleep. Did I almost kill her? The middle-aged man let out a heavy sigh. Aisling. Oh, Aisling! What am I going to do? Melinoe looked helplessly at the infant in the makeshift cradle. Melinoe's quiet sobs filled the space between them. Finally, after a long and palpable hesitation, the middle-aged man spoke, his voice low and measured. There's a couple living behind the conservation area. 3 days ago, their kid didn't make it in the last hetero creature attack. Just 8 years old. They shut themselves in for a whole day after. If you're willing, we could let them raise her. At least they know what they're doing. In the distance, thunder roared deafeningly. You decide, you know where to find me. After all, a life is a life. After that, I let that couple in the conservation area take her in. I never told them I'd named her Aisling. The psychological data in my database suggested that allowing them to name her would foster a stronger parental bond. But the outcome was clearly not what I expected. It seems human psychology cannot be so easily defined by textbooks alone. Shoving the obstructing stones aside, Melinoe shakes her head. When I handed Aisling over, sensed their emotional state. It wasn't pure joy they were feeling. There was something else layered within it. Something strange. I initially attributed the anomaly to the grief of losing their own child. But now, I realize. Perhaps they were simply excited about the extra ration allowance. Liv furrows her brow, her mind silently cataloging the inconsistencies in Melinoe's story. If the memory fragments in her mind are still reliable, there are at least two glaring discrepancies between this Melinoe's account and the one given by the Melinoe from the conservation area. First, the discovery of Aisling. The Melinoe in the conservation area claimed she found the infant years ago while returning to the mine for supplies. Now, it has shifted to while escaping from the mine. Second, the death of the adopted family's own child. The original story was a tragic accident, a fall into a mine shaft. Now, it has become a death by hetero creature attack. The cause of death could perhaps be chalked up to the fog of memory, but Aisling's age. Chaos floods her mind. A familiar, trembling undercurrent of pain surges up, forcing her to abandon that trail of thought entirely. Swallowing her doubts, Liv finally asks, her voice soft. "If you find Aisling, will you try to find another family for her?" Within the illusion she shattered, Melinoe had insisted that she wanted Liv and Commandant to take care of Aisling. No, of course not. Melinoe lets out a soft, hollow chuckle. I don't trust humans anymore. I never will again. Aisling stays with me. Melinoe's answer is completely different from what she said in the previous illusion. Okay, I'm coming up with a theory. Melinoe was not the only Generation 3 psychologist model mechanoid. What if there's like a network of Melinoes? Maybe one of them is not part of the network or something, and that's why this Melinoe is different. Maybe there's one that's kind of in control of the network, but this one's maybe disconnected or something. I don't know. But that's just a theory. It could also be just that Melinoe is hiding something. If humans won't care for her properly, then I will. I'll give her everything. Anything she could ever want. As long as she desires it and I can get it for her. I won't let Aisling be hurt ever again. Melinoe speaks with unwavering determination. Or that could be a villain motive, potentially. She's like, I'm gonna get my new child anything she wants. No matter what. No matter the cost, even if it's very unethical and evil. Then, in the oppressive darkness of the mind, Liv's calm eyes find Melinoe standing across from her. How old is Aisling? This year. As if receiving a signal, the spider places its legs upon the web it has woven. In response, hetero creatures begin to quietly crawl from the mine steps. Why do you ask? She's only 7 now. Not quite 8 yet. Melinoe looks at Liv, her expression one of confusion. But you just said, you found Aisling right after you woke up. The web quivers, transmitting an unknowable signal. That must have been more than 8 years ago. right? Ah, must be my memory chip. There have been some errors lately. Commandant? For now, Liv sets her doubts about Melinoe aside. Lifting her terminal, she quickly answers the incoming call. Okay, maybe Melinoe is just untrustworthy. Liv! Commandant, where are you right now? Safe zone. Hetero creatures. Hetero creatures? The terminal's projection shows the Commandant and the child running together, as if fleeing. Can you share your location with me? I'll try. Be careful. The Commandant in the projection halts, a sudden pause in the frantic run. The figure appears injured, face stained with blood. Commandant, are you all right? Worried. The Commandant's transmission is a ghost in the device, a voice perpetually fading in and out, drowned by a sea of static that steals all meaning. Commandant, don't worry. I will find you. Marks. Immediately. I'm on my way. We'll meet soon. The transmission cuts off without warning. What happened? Is Aisling... Is she with your Commandant? They're together, but Commandant seems injured. Liv's brow furrows in concentration as she repeatedly calibrates her terminal, hunting for a lock on the Commandant's signal. On the rough map, the green dot representing the Commandant's terminal flashes, just for an instant, then vanishes. You gotta go to bed? Okay. Good night, Neil. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay, I will. Sleep well. Bye-bye. That brief flicker is all the confirmation Liv needs. She's on the right track. They're trying to find a way out. I must find Commandant as fast as possible. Liv stows her terminal and strides forward, Melinoe following anxiously in her wake. The question of Aisling's actual age no longer comes up. Convenient that something happened to distract Liv, just when she asked a question that poked a big hole in Melinoe's story. Very convenient. Liv's choice. If you know the future is paved with struggles and pain, will you still walk toward it? 2 achievements to worry about: completing the stage and unlocking the first campsite. Okay. Deep in the mine. Aisling tugs at your hem, a small shadow mirroring your every step. The mine tunnels wind unpredictably, their old paths altered by the recent tremors. Some of the marks you left on the way in are now nearly impossible to find. Following what few marks remain, you locate a temporary safe zone and sit down to operate the terminal. What's this? During the short journey, the girl has shed her fear. Now she curiously peeks around your side, her eyes fixed on the movements of your hands. It's called a terminal. I can use it to contact other people. Contact? It lets me talk to people who are far away. Oh. She peers at it, her expression a look of only partial comprehension. You said contact Liv? Right. But the signal here is too weak. I can't reach her at all.
signal?
She scampers to the side and, with great earnestness, waves both hands upward.
I want signal.
There's no signal here because we're in a mine. It's not that easy to... The words haven't even left your mouth before the punishing virus detector screams, its readings spiking dramatically. Wait, come back here! With a swift lunge, you pull the girl to safety just in time. A hetero creature bursts from a side tunnel, its form spilling the space where she stood a moment before. The child's eyes widen in terror, frozen in shock. The stutter of gunfire echoes dully through the mine. A claw of the hetero creature flashes past your cheek, leaving a stinging line of blood in its wake. It's kind of ironic that I was stuttering while I was saying the stutter line. How is this possible? There shouldn't be any hetero creatures here. Disregarding the still ringing dial tone, you gather the child into your arms and flee into the mouth of a dark, unexplored tunnel. As you run, the call abruptly connects. Commandant? Liv's voice comes through the terminal, heavily distorted, but just clear enough to understand. Liv! Commandant! Where are you right now? I'm in the safe zone, but hetero creatures suddenly showed up. Hetero creatures? And there, on the screen, you see a woman's silhouette looming behind Liv. Is that Melinoe? What is she doing here in the mine? Can you share your location with me? Liv asks anxiously, her voice full of concern. I'll try to. It is evidently a near impossible task to carry a child, fend off hetero creatures, and simultaneously relay your coordinates through the terminal. It's no use. I can't get it to work. Liv clearly has received none of it. She leans closer to the screen, straining to decipher the fractured words. For the moment, the tunnel falls silent again. The creatures, temporarily repelled, have retreated into the deeper shadows. Liv, be careful around here. Something's off about the hetero creatures and the mineral crystals. Be careful with your mind. Commandant, are you alright? Liv's concern is so palpable it almost seeps through the screen. It's fine. I'm more worried about you. The hetero creatures. Something might be controlling them. Commandant, don't worry. Don't worry about me, it's nothing. Be careful of your mind fluctuations. I've left marks along my route. If you see them, follow them immediately and come to rendezvous with me. I'm on my way. We'll meet. The call cuts off without warning as a hetero creature lunges from the shadows. There's no time to think, no time to worry about the voice on the other end. Instinct takes over. You draw your gun and turn to face the threat. The damp air hangs thick, a cold shroud clinging to Liv and Melinoe as they press deeper into the mine. So, the conversation seems to have actually happened, but did I actually send Liv my location? Because it doesn't seem like I did. Or what, was she able to get my location for an instant on her own? Or is this something else misleading her?
Watch out!
Without warning, the ground heaves. In a blur of motion, Liv yanks Melinoe backward as a jagged stone explodes against the spot where she just stood.
Thank you.
Melinoe stands close behind Liv, still shaken from the close call. The tremors continue, erratic, unsettling grumbles from the earth. Liv's sensors flicker, scrambling to pinpoint a source, but the readings are a chaotic jumble.
The tremors are persistent. It feels like an induced earthquake from concentrated structural stress.
Then, what do? Ashling's still in there.
The epicenter of an induced earthquake is usually shallow. It shouldn't escalate into a full collapse. Let's keep going.
She just caught a glimpse of the Commandant's position. Though it only flashed for an instant, it was enough for her to determine the general direction.
We turn right up ahead. They likely have passed through that safe zone.
Liv's lips press into a firm line. She quickens her pace without another word. They pass a third intersection, and ahead lies the first safe zone where Commandant the child might have stayed. Liv, look! What's that over there? Liv's battle instinct screams a warning before her visual module can even adjust. The air shifts. In one fluid, practiced motion, the lotus wheel is in her hands. Its blade arcs through the darkness, meeting the hetero creatures that crawls from the shadows, slicing it apart.
Why would hetero creatures show up here?
Let's go!
Commandant, please, stay safe.
Wait, what's this? Does it just switch viewpoints? Eh? Oh.
Footprints. These must belong to the Commandant.
These hetero creatures, are they blocking our path? Who's controlling them?
Eh? What was that? Also, what's the level 1 and what are those gemstone things?
They go ahead?
Oh, so that must be me collecting gemstones. Okay. And what does this do? Oh, I can use that to heal myself, but I guess I have a limited number of charges and I just wasted one. Okay.
What's this?
Wait, another set of footprints.
Hetero creatures. How did they end up here? This is definitely the right direction. How is this possible?
Seize the heavenly strike. Return to dust. Your numbers keep growing. Melinoe, be careful. Lightning, pierce through.
I wonder if we'll get to hear Melinoe's voice soon.
Lightning, pierce through. Lightning, pierce through. Seize the heavenly strike. Through hardship, my heart is made clear. There's a camp ahead. Maybe it has clues about the Commandant.
Open upgrade interface. Oh. I guess I'll upgrade my stats for now.
My new frame's starting to handle this terrain better.
You know whose voice you want to listen to? Whose is it? Since I think he has spoken in like trailers before. Liv and Melinoe clear out the scattered hetero creatures attacking them, gradually advancing toward the camp ahead. Oh, actually, I just remembered as well. I heard just recently. I think they went back and added English dubbing to some old cutscenes. And I think there's one where he talks, because if you didn't know, this game originally didn't have an English dub. It's something that got added in partway into the game's life cycle. So a lot of the really early story chapters don't have or didn't have English dubbing, because at the time there was just no English dub for the game. Do I have a link? No, because I haven't even checked if that cutscene has English dubbing in it. So yeah, I don't know. I could probably find it myself in like the gallery though. Liv. Oh wait, I already read that. Commandant? Liv's pace slows as disappointment washes over her. The camp is deserted, save for the remains of several hetero creatures' bodies littering the perimeter of the safe zone. The Commandant and Aisling were here. They fought a battle right here. Brushing away the dust left by the crawling creatures, Liv's brow furrows. Her eyes lock on the ground. Dark, unmistakable stains of human blood spread in large, ominous patches. With a deepening frown, she tries to contact the Commandant again. The dial tone echoes through the cavernous dark. It rings and rings and rings, met only by silence. Did they head deeper into the mine? Maybe. After repeated, failed attempts to establish a connection, Liv leads Melinoe deeper into the mine. A faint humming persists in her ears, a phantom sound she can no longer tell from the echo of the tunnels or the torment of her own mind migraine. Then, as they round a corner, the busy signal cuts off abruptly. It is replaced not by a voice, but by the blood-curdling howl of hetero creatures. Is that those monsters? Are they coming for us again? Melinoe nervously tightens her grip on the iron bar she just picked up from the ground. This can't continue. Liv lowers her gaze. These troubles are not individually devastating, but their relentless frequency terrifies her. The persistent shadow of unease clings to her thoughts. She shakes her head slightly, as if trying to physically dislodge the discomfort. Closing her eyes, she lets her consciousness sink. Her still aching mind is a landscape of disarray. Memories of the past, perceptions of the present, and simulations of the future all churn together. They are simultaneously incompatible and inextricably nested, one within the other. Focusing her will, Her consciousness takes flight as a white bird, soaring toward the chaotic sky.
Luke.
Whispering that name, she beats her wings and plunges headlong into the churning storm. Time to come home, Liv. Dinner's ready. Don't make Calliope look for you in the garden every time. You always give me surprises, Medic. When she grows up, please tell her. Mommy and Daddy brought her into the world 'cause we thought this world was as beautiful as it was turbulent. Save that kind of speech for someone who hasn't seen her share of death. When the number of lives isn't a factor, I'll always care for those I care about. A myriad of scenes flow like water between her wings. Visions of decay and abundance withering away, only to sprout anew. Meanwhile, as you rush forward, a wave of distant pain echoes through your mind beacon. It feels like Liv? Your consciousness is a waterlogged sponge, your thoughts like damp gears turning with sluggish resistance. Without warning, your memories spiral directionless until the river of time flows backward, coming to rest on the day Liv was fitted with her new frame. It was 6 in the morning. You stood before the Science Council's frame adaptation room. The simulation dome overhead painted a false dawn. A rosy light bled across the horizon, a radiant tapestry unfurling to cloak the entire sky. Your gaze drifted from that artificial sunrise back to the chamber. Inside, you saw Rosa, under Asimov's instructions, fine-tuning the calibration parameters for Liv's new frame. Entering initialization parameters. Beginning virtual connection. Connection successful. Rosa, begin logging all frame data.
Okay.
The casual chat with Hassan had become an unspoken secret. After that conversation, Liv and Hassan had a long talk. And before she returned to the lounge, you already knew what choice she would make.
Commandant?
The young girl looked at you, an apologetic smile crossing her face. So, you've made up your mind?
Yes, Commandant.
Liv stood beside you. They should have already told you about the uncertainties in that dataset.
They did. Asimov was very thorough. I know it's not a guaranteed path, but I also know what could make it possible.
All your arguments and fears dissolved into a single weary sigh at the sight of Liv's reassuring smile. Whether it was a choice or some new technology, why did it always have to be her? Why Liv again? Her slender shoulders had already borne the weight of so much. Must they now carry this too?
I know what you're trying to say, Commandant.
She gently takes your hand.
Do you remember that question you asked me before?
Yeah. The maiden, embraced by crimson thorns, fell into that eternal night. The devoted narrator found her, a white bird, blood-soaked and still, and cradled her, gently wrapping her form within a sea of stars. I know I've mentioned the Imperia incident before, but I think this is the first time on stream we've shown artwork of it. I mentioned that the Imperia thing was bad for Liv's mind, and this is a representation of what the inside of her mind was like at that time.
Ask me. You know the future is paved with struggles and pain. Will you still walk toward it? If you know the future is paved with struggles and pain, will you still walk toward it? Your voices bled through the veil of reality, weaving into an otherworldly harmony. No matter how many times the cycle repeats, my choice, Liv's choice, will always be the same. And you're the same, Commandant, aren't you? Lee and Lucia, they told me a little of what you've been through. It breaks my heart that I couldn't be there to share your burden. But it also fills me with hope, knowing that even after facing such an abyss, you never stopped trying to return to us. You never abandoned the path forward, no matter how difficult. Hi, Wesley. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. We're having emotions right now. I'm glad this data is compatible with my new frame. I can use it to create new possibilities, to lighten anyone's burden even a little. And it's all worth it. There really were a Noah's Ark. I'd want to be the white bird that brings back the first green leaf. Even if the price of her choice was life itself, it would be a price she was willing to pay, so that someone might use that fragile hope to reach the future for which all yearned. When the floodwaters finally receded, bitter tears would bloom into flowers, and the departed would sing songs of joy across a renewed earth. You did not stop Liv from submitting her application, and so the switch of her frame proceeded, step by deliberate step. Consciousness transfer is complete. Liv, how do you feel now? Asimov's voice snapped you back to reality. You turned your head. Within the room, Liv's first switch of the new frame was complete. Like a toddler taking its first steps, she pushed herself upright, a smile pluming on her face as she met your gaze. Liv. Yeah. A familiar tap, applied with a distinctive pressure, landed on your shoulder. You turned to find the expressionless Professor Hippocrates standing behind you. Professor? How is Liv doing? Has her new frame settled in? The consciousness transfer is complete. She's just starting her simulated combat test now. Mm-hmm. The professor maintained an inscrutable expression, folding her arms as she watched the combat simulation with you. Inside the chamber, the simulated corrupted lunged. Liv's movements, first stiff and awkward, became gracefully fluid as she adapted to her new frame with startling speed. So, you couldn't talk her out of it either. Huh? Don't play dumb. Sorry. But I never intended to talk her out of it. Hippocrates' eyebrows shot up. She turned, her expression shifting into one of pure skepticism. That's exactly why I can't stand you reckless kids. So ready to throw yourselves into the grinder for a grand ideal. You chant about faith and hope while charging headfirst into filth.
not caring if it's a cesspool or a red-tide abyss. Couldn't you at least consult someone before leaping? We old folks aren't fossils yet. Spare me the talk of new opportunities and Hassan's philosophical choice ramblings. Like I said before, when the number of lives isn't a factor, I'll always care for those I care about. Hippocrates watched Liv through the window, her movements becoming steadily more proficient. Finally, the professor exhaled a heavy sigh, her anger spent. Forget it. I'm not really blaming you. It was her decision, and once her mind was set, no one could change it anyway. So you didn't recommend uploading this dataset either? Recommend is a pointless word now. I was part of the preliminary research. The simulations show it can, in theory, heal her mind migraine to some extent. But this data, without actual testing, I can't guarantee it's completely safe. If it were my call, I'd rather she live with her migraine as a regular construct than gamble her life on the front lines for a shred of hope. I don't want her to take this risk. Everything she sacrificed for Babylonia, in the Golden Age, it would have earned her a chest full of medals and a peaceful retirement. Hippocrates furrowed her brow. She always sees herself as the sacrifice, with no thought for her own safety. I can save her once, twice, but I can't be everywhere. You won't have to be. She let out a dismissive, distrustful snort. I'll keep her from going too far. I'll become her safety net. I promised her. Whatever obstacles lie ahead, whatever path you must take, you will not give up. You will bring Liv back. I would never break a promise to her. The professor silently rolled her eyes at you. Of course you wouldn't. I'm just worried you'll be the one leading the charge and jumping into the red tide beside her. Don't think for a second my earlier lecture was only for her benefit. You kids, I swear. Liv, having completed her preliminary combat tests in the frame adaptation room, walked toward you. Alright, go talk to her. She just finished her frame switch. I'm sure seeing you will make her happy. Hippocrates shook her head in resignation and turned to walk away. Commandant, you're here. Was that Professor Hippocrates just now? Why did she leave? Commandant. In the mining tunnel, Liv delves deep into her mind, sifting through memory fragments for any trace of the Commandant. Commandant. The resulting pain is sharp, but she refuses to retreat. Instead, she leans into its agony, using its disruptive turbulence to shred the clouds and grasp for the fraying threads of their connection. I will find you. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's bad. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's probably not good. Vision interference. Everything around you peels away like faded wallpaper as various scenes flicker into being, like rapidly changing stage sets from Golden Age films. Deep in the mine. Brushing away the memory fragments, you and Aisling flee deeper into the mines. Abruptly, you freeze as a cold, foreign pressure floods your skull. The consciousness attack is back. This time, its target is no longer your mind beacon. It feels like ice water down your spine, a subtle burn spreading from your nerve endings, creeping up to cloud your vision. Something is being woven into existence around you. Before you can move, the path ahead transforms into a sheer cliff. How? You pull back your outstretched foot, certain that a tunnel should be there. Yet the precipice is undeniably real. As you start to doubt your own memory and reach for a pebble to test the edge, the girl panics, clutching your clothes.
What's going on?
Don't worry. A violent tremor cuts you off. The beam of your light device shudders, yet you fail to locate the source of the explosion.
Could that be coming from Liv's position?
I'll look around. Alert, you draw your gun and scan in all directions, only to find nothing unusual.
Commandant!
A voice, faint but undeniably Liv's, echoes from the tunnel on the right. Oh. I wanted to ignore the voice and toss a stone to test what's ahead, but I feel like that's me operating too much on meta knowledge, like knowledge that my character might not necessarily have in the story. If I do this, it probably won't change what happens. Let's just do ignore the voice and toss a stone to test what's ahead. You just spoke with Liv over comms. She couldn't possibly be in the right tunnel. You pick up a stone from the ground and toss it forward. It vanishes as if swallowed once it reaches the edge, yet you hear the unmistakable clack of it hitting solid ground. It's an illusion, caused by interference with your visual nerves. But woven by whom? For what purpose? Your boot steps onto the edge of the supposed cliff and, unsurprisingly, meets solid ground beneath. Suddenly the world flips inside out.
Commandant?
Her voice echoes from all directions, and when reality snaps back into place, you're standing on the brink of a cliff again. Using the same trick twice. After confirming your mind beacon is stable, you stride forward without hesitation. And in the next second, you are standing in a sun-drenched conservation area. Huh? You're back so soon. Melinoe went looking for you. Did you run into her? Oh, okay. The bullet smacks into the wall behind the supervisor. A spiderweb of cracks erupts, and the entire facade begins to peel away. The illusion shatters. You are still in the mine tunnel, as you knew you would be. The attack only works on the visual nerves. It seems the illusion can only interfere with your visual nerves, not a true mental trap. Without further deliberation, you check the terminal map, scoop up the girl, and hoist her onto your back. Hold this for me. You lock the screen to Liv's communication channel, and point to the large green icon. Press this, and it'll start the call.
Press this, and it'll start the call.
She repeats your words, barely understanding. When someone answers on the other end, call for me.
When someone answers on the other end, call.
She presses the communication button. 2 dozen dial tones pulse into the silence, each one a fading hope before the call predictably fails. Keep pressing it. No matter what happens, don't stop.
Oh. Okay.
The little girl falls silent. The only sound, the relentless busy signal at your back. She's following your instructions perfectly.
Will we ever get out of here?
We will. Your supplies rechecked. You press on, one hand skimming the rough rock of the right wall. You navigate by the mental map drawn when you first entered the mine with Liv. According to it, a right turn at the second fork will lead to the Rodent Squad's secondary safe zone. Your landmark is an abandoned crane, a distinct silhouette that serves as an ideal meeting point in these labyrinthine tunnels. Everything around you peels away like faded wallpaper, as various scenes flicker into being, like rapidly changing stage sets from Golden Age films.
Commandant, there's a cliff ahead. You can't go any further.
Nope.
Commandant, the transport craft is going to crash.
Nope.
Luke, honey, will you be home for dinner tonight?
I'm gay. The moment your foot touches down, both her voice and the world around you shatter like glass. Look at them, trying to pull the married life trap on a gay man. Pathetic. Just one more turn.
It's those monsters.
The little girl on your back suddenly clutches your clothes, her grip tight with fear. The punishing concentration spikes abruptly, and your monitor flashes a warning red. The hetero creature's howl of pain is an unfortunate proof. This is no illusion. Hearing the creature so close, the girl whimpers quietly. Yup, not today. As your gun barrel grows warm from continuous fire, several more hetero creatures burst from a narrow passage on the other side. Maybe it would have worked if it was Chrome or Lee or Watanabe, but you tried it with Liv, and I would never marry her, because she's a woman. I'm dodging. You dodge the attack from behind, but fail to evade the hetero creature lunging from the side. The hetero creature's claws tear through your military boot.
You're hurt.
I'm alright. Ammo is scarce. Every shot must count. The recent wave of hetero creatures was manageable, but your reserves are dwindling. As you sprint for the planned route, the busy signal echoing behind you turns to white noise. Did the call finally get through? Liv? Only a static hiss answers. No voice breaks through.
They're catching up to us.
You fire again, the shot count ticking down in your mind as you slam in a fresh magazine. The empty one hits the ground with a sharp clatter. No time for words. You rush forward, evading the creatures on your heels. Ah! Does it matter? I'll go right. The right path is rugged and uneven, littered with stones and soil dislodged by recent tremors. Bodies of dead hetero creatures lie at the entrance, and the rest seem unwilling to follow, likely deterred by your weapon and their kin's fate.
So much blood.
A soft sniffle draws your gaze down. Aisling points at your calf, where the untreated wound weeps a slow trail of crimson. As you move to tear a strip from your clothes to bandage it, your eyes lock onto the terminal. The screen still reads, "In call." The call. How is it still connected?
Commandant?
Liv's deliberately hushed voice comes through the other end. Liv? I thought you... The signal remains intermittent.
Commandant, you're... hurt? Emergency kit. Your waist.
She repeats these words, as if terrified of omitting any potentially life-saving detail.
I hear you.
You're just reaching for your emergency kit when the world swims before your eyes. In the distorted haze, shapes move. Hetero creatures slipping from the mouth of a side tunnel.
It's the monster!
Quiet. You and Aisling hold your breath, pressing into the rough stone of the tunnel wall. All lights have been killed, plunging you into protective darkness. Ammunition is scarce. For now, avoidance is your only strategy. The hetero creatures don't come any closer. Something is hunting us. I'm not sure if it's the person behind all this.
What's hunting you?
Wait. The hetero creature at the tunnel junction twitches, a grotesque spasm. You can't tell if it's real or a trick of your frayed nerves. The gunshot is a dull thunderclap. The creature shrieks, lurching upright. Run! You seize the stunned girl's hand and plunge deeper into the suffocating dark. The call cuts out again. They are toying with you. Hetero creatures keep materializing from the shadows where you least expect them. Some are just illusions, others are lethally real. You rely on the punishing detector to tell the difference, but the fatigue of endless combat is a tide washing through your skull, eroding your focus. The tunnels are a labyrinth. You navigate by the crude map, all sense of time lost. After loading your third magazine, you do a mental count of your remaining rounds. As you approach the next junction, the sounds of combat freeze you in your tracks. Someone's up ahead? Is it another cruel illusion, or a fragment of reality? You round the corner. A hetero creature screeches and collapses. Beyond it, a figure struggles to steady her weapon. It's Liv? But in the wrong frame! She is slumped against the wall, covered in wounds. The simple act of lifting her arm seems to require a tremendous effort.
Commandant, I'm here!
She clearly notices the two people approaching as well.
Thank goodness. I finally found you.
As vital fluid continues to leak from her wounds, she lets out a pained groan. Nope.
Commandant? What's wrong? It's me. I'm Liv.
This isn't Liv. Not even bothering to say her name, you turn to leave.
Shh! Commandant!
Just as you round the corner, a familiar figure approaches, firmly gripping your shoulder and guiding you in a different direction.
Commandant, that one isn't real. I'm the real Liv.
Still wrong frame! Liv furrows her brow, her face etched with worry and tension.
Something's not right here. It feels like an interference. Something that could affect the human brain and a construct's mind. I've been seeing a lot of illusions. Of you, and of others too. I'm not sure if it's the minerals in this area, or something else entirely. Let's avoid this area for now. Follow me.
She gestures for you to follow. Nope. We're at the halfway point now. Ugh, it is getting late again. I think I'll do one more stage and then I'll stop for the night. Because, this could still take, hours and hours and hours longer. So I'm doing my best to be careful. Don't want to overstrain myself. And I have another, voice acting class tomorrow. So I want to be well rested for it. So one more stage. Illusion. Ethereal and ghost-like, they drift forth, their dresses rippling like water and shimmering with a pale, phosphorescent glow. Having left the tunnel where the fake Liv was, 3 of you proceed in heavy silence along the narrow path. Aisling clutches the hem of your clothes, refusing to stray even a step from your side. Where are we going? Shh. She quietly signals for you to stay silent.
We're almost there.
After navigating 2 more junctions, a cold realization dawns. According to your memory of the crude mind map, you are moving away from the planned rendezvous point with Liv. Where are we going?
I'm taking you out of here, of course.
The figure ahead hurries on without pause. As she rounds the corner, the punishing detector flashes a violent red. On cue, 2 hetero creatures leap from the shadows, charging straight for you. Yeah, it's Liv's old frame, because this is totally Liv and not an illusion. Your ready bullet cuts coldly through the dissipating Liv and strikes the hetero creatures directly behind her.
She disappeared!
Just another illusion. But wait, how can Aisling see this? The moment you came face to face, you knew she wasn't Liv. Yet your brow remains furrowed in tension. The situation is all too strange. The visual illusions are flawless, indistinguishable from reality. Yet the actors are unconvincing, their deception obvious even to a casual glance. This dissonance can't be an accident. It must be deliberate. But to what end? Maybe it's to erode our trust. If I can't trust anything I see, then maybe even if I'm presented with the real Liv, I'll doubt it. If I can't trust what I see, it's going to make things real difficult for me. Before you can step forward, a voice rings out. Liv's voice, followed by the sharp whistle of a weapon cutting through the air.
Commandant, look out!
From the darkness beyond the junction, the Lotus Wheel flashes silver, whizzing past your ear to strike down a hetero creature lurking behind you.
Thank goodness I got here in time.
Liv stumbles into the light, breathing heavily and marked with fresh wounds, as if she's just escaped from danger. Another one?
Commandant, and Aisling, are you both alright?
Her gaze softens with concern, finding the little girl hiding behind your legs.
Aisling?
Oh right, I don't know her name yet.
Aisling? Right, that's her name. Melinoe mentioned it to me.
She crouches to hold her, but the child twists from the offered kindness, refusing it outright.
You must be terrified. Poor thing.
She gives an awkward smile.
Don't worry. We'll get out of this place soon.
You found a way out.
Yes. I left Melinoe back there and followed your voices here.
Deftly changing the subject, she rises to her feet.
Let's go, Commandant. We should get out of here first.
She reaches out her hand to you. Oh god. What if this one's the real one and I shoot her? See, like this is what I meant. If maybe like the illusions are like that because it's going to make me not trust anything. And then like I could be presented with the real Liv and shoot her in the face. I mean, I know it won't change anything about the story in the long run, but I'm still worried. I still don't think she's real. I'm gonna shoot.
Commandant!
Her face locks into a rigid, doll-like smile, a mask caught between two expressions. There we go. From the silence, a bullet parts the air, finding its mark in the hetero creature lurking behind her. Another fake. A soft sniffle comes from beside you. The child has pressed her face into your pants, too terrified to witness any more. Ammo's getting light. In the emptiness of the mining tunnel, only the soft echoes of two pairs of footsteps persist. Soon, the visual and auditory distortions return, a relentless sickness that seeps back in to claim your senses.
Commandant?
Liv's familiar voice echoes from every direction.
Commandant, help me.
Rounding the corner, you find Liv again in her eclipse frame. She is kneeling on the side, battered and scarred, her expression on the verge of breaking down.
Commandant.
She reaches out, her face contorted in agony, with nothing but the deep black of the mining pit behind her.
Commandant, come here. It's dangerous over there.
Her cry is not yet finished before another Liv calls out from the junction.
Commandant, hurry. Let me take you out of here. Commandant.
From the emptiness, Liv's phantom takes shape, and then another, and another, until the darkness is filled with her echoes. Ethereal and ghost-like, they drift forth, their dresses rippling like water and shimmering with a pale phosphorescent glow.
Commandant, I'm waiting for you. Commandant, help me. Commandant.
An invisible wind sighs through the mining tunnels, weaving their voices into a chorus from every direction. Time for the Liv wave attack, huh? Then, for a single unnerving moment, every Liv freezes in place.
You know, Commandant, before I transferred from Egret to Grey Raven, I saw you once through the window. After hearing about the squad, I grew curious and sneaked a peek at you when I passed by the meeting room. And just like that, you walked into my world.
As those words hang in the air, her expression darkens. Unlike before, the tone is different this time, almost exactly like Liv herself. And that could only mean... Are you stealing her memories? Your finger tightens on the trigger.
Every day with Grey Raven, they've been the happiest of my life. Every moment spent with all of you feels so meaningful. Is it selfish of me to want this to last? To pray for just a little more time? Commandant? Somehow, all of this could just end. And we could find each other again in another world. In a place we could call home. The Liv that remains reaches out toward you. That's enough. Commandant? Her voice is filled with grief. You're not Liv. The words barely leave your lips before the phantom vanishes right before your eyes. It's a familiar script, a familiar routine. Swarm of hetero creatures, real and illusory, pours from the space she occupied. A different kind of human way of attack. The enemy lacks their own combat strength, it seems, resorting to puppeteering these beasts. But a doubt claws at you. Could the mine really hold this many hetero creatures? Unable to rely on the punishing detector to distinguish real hetero creatures from illusions, you have no choice but to keep burning through ammunition. Clatter. The empty magazine hits the ground. Your fingers find the magazine pouch, then freeze. Only one left. Have to reach rodent safe zone for resupply. You grab the girl, fighting a retreating action, while your mind races, overlaying the mining area's map with the locations of the safe zones. The rodent squad has set them up by the book. From any point, at least one should be accessible. It's your only way out. But that's not the problem right now. You obliterate the stray that breached your line. Your movement's a desperate dance between the real rock and the warping illusions. I don't deal with the visual interference. The thought barely forms before your mind beacon screams in warning. From the other end of the connection, a silent tide of agony erupts from Liv's mind. A sharp, maddening pain that is not yours, yet consumes you. Liv seems to be deliberately disrupting her own mind, probing at those deeply buried scars to achieve something. Then everything within her mind gradually subsides, while something imperceptible begins to grow within. A light rain falls, and as the mist begins to part, the heavy clouds shrouding her mind crack open. And with them, the illusions obscuring your vision shatter. Your sight clears, revealing a winding path ahead, and the faint silhouette of a crane in the darkness. Liv? Commandant! Your location! I'm near the second safe zone, the one with the crane. Watch out for the mind illusions. Before the word mind can fully leave your lips, the clouds seal everything off once more. Damn it. At least you managed to tell Liv where to meet up. Static continues to crackle through the terminal, with no connection established. Melinoe paces anxiously back and forth. How are they doing right now? Ashling. Suddenly, a chime from the terminal interrupts Melinoe's words. Through the noise of static, a soft murmur emerges. So much blood. The call. Help. Commandant?
Liv's voice drops to a whisper, the words hushed and fragile, afraid that any louder might draw the attention of the hetero creatures on the other end.
Liv? You've...
The human on the other end seems just as surprised that the communication went through, breath coming in short gasps.
Commandant, are you hurt? Use the emergency kit at your waist. Clean the wound and use the bandages inside.
She repeats herself patiently, worried that the intermittent signal might cause the Commandant to miss something important. Here... The words hang unfinished as silence abruptly swallows the other end, as if the Commandant and the child have vanished into a hiding place, a swift hand stifling any chance of a cry. Now, the only thing that cuts through the frayed static is the faint, hurried rhythm of panicked breaths. They are hiding from something.
What's happening?
Liv's hand clamps over the terminal's microphone as she signals for Melinoe's silence. Time stretches thin. Then, faintly, the footsteps return through the terminal, soft and cautious. Something is... The human's words are torn apart by static, reduced to fragments. Liv strains, ear nearly touching the terminal, but can salvage only a few vague syllables.
Hunting. Something is hunting you?
Abruptly, the footsteps stop. The only sound is the shallow pull of their own breath, shattered an instant later by the sharp report of gunfire.
Run!
A scramble of frantic footsteps echoes, magnified by the mind's acoustics, as if they're right beside her ears. Then, silence. The connection is dead again, heard by a disconnected cable or a signal finally swallowed by the deep.
What is happening?
The pale-faced woman clutches the iron bar in her hands, terror written across her features.
Maybe there's an even more dangerous enemy over there.
Could it be the one controlling these hetero creatures? Or something even worse? Liv refuses to entertain the possibilities. Showing her terminal, she commits the Commandant's last location to memory and attempts to recalibrate her visual module. Futile effort, but a necessary ritual. Unable to identify what's causing the disruption in her mind or the blurriness in her visual module, she has no choice but to brighten her light and press onward. The Commandant is low on ammunition, but always a master of resourcefulness. This labyrinth of tunnels is a problem, yet also a shield. The Commandant would know how to use it. A spike of agony lances through her mind, staggering her. She steadies herself and forces another step forward. She will not lose Commandant again. Whatever it takes, she must find a way to get to Commandant. She plunges her consciousness into the mind, resuming her unfinished plan. She will disrupt its very fabric, wielding her own pain like a blade to tear through the clouds that shroud her connection to Commandant. She can't even tell how much time has passed, how long she's been in pain. Heavy thunder rolls in the distant sky, while memories born of love glimmer faintly, like seeds sown in dark soil. A light rain falls and the mist begins to part. The white bird takes flight beyond the thick blanket of clouds. There, hanging in the sky, she sees her guiding star.
I found you, Commandant.
She faintly hears the Commandant's voice.
Commandant, your location.
I'm near the second safe zone, the one with the crane. The voice comes through the mind beacon with remarkable clarity. Watch out for what? The mine? Hetero creatures? Melinoe? Or something else entirely? The mind connection, sustained by such a painstaking method, is clearly unstable. Before the Commandant can finish speaking, it's blocked once again. Liv fights her way back to consciousness, struggling against the violent turbulence in her mind. Yet, within the chaos, she'd at least managed to obtain the Commandant's approximate location. Can we still find out their location?
I've got a general idea.
Liv pulls up the crude map on her terminal and squints at it, locating the landmark the Commandant just mentioned as she searches for the quickest route there. Her focus sharpens as the green dot aligns with the information shared through the mind connection. While this doesn't definitively prove the holder of the terminal is the real Commandant, it's the lead she must follow. The Commandant's mind beacon is impossible to replicate, and her own mind would never deceive her. She has to see for herself.
We're close now. Just up ahead.
Before Melinoe can lean in and get a good look at the map, Liv swiftly puts it away. She chooses the direction without hesitation and strides into one of the branching tunnels. Then, the punishing concentration in the air suddenly spikes, and Melinoe freezes in her tracks. The monsters are coming again! With her eyes tightly shut, Melinoe puts all her strength into a swing of the iron bar, striking a hetero creature just as it leaps for Liv's back. Yet their struggle is far from over. A tide of hetero creatures floods the junction ahead, a seething wall of fresh flesh determined to cut off their path. Get out of my way! In response, her weapon unfolds a lethal transformation. Its newly revealed edge carves a path forward, the fallen creatures giving the others pause and creating a fragile breach. They remind you of your uncle. Asfrost, I'm sorry to say this, but I think your uncle might be really ugly.
Let's go.
It's all the chance Liv needs. She seizes Melinoe's arm and they dash forward. The thunder of distant gunshots echoes to the cavernous space, as if it's right beside their ears.
Commandant!
Without a moment's hesitation, she runs toward the Commandant's location. The mine tunnels stretch into a seemingly endless darkness, every sound swallowed and thrown back by the echoing void. They have no choice but to follow the gunshots, with no way of knowing how far they have left to go.
Liv, be careful.
Melinoe stumbles repeatedly, the fabric of her long dress tangling around her legs, each step a fight against the treacherous ground.
Commandant is injured and couldn't even finish a brief message. The situation must be dire.
The mine's layout has been slightly altered again by the recent tremors. Liv has lost all sense of distance, running blindly until the sight of a mining crane at a distant junction makes her heart lurch.
The terminal.
She fumbles for her terminal. The synchronized tracking data places the Commandant's signal right here.
They're still here. Thank goodness.
The green dot flickers just ahead. The Commandant and Aisling should be just beyond this point. She pushes past the corpses of hetero creatures littering the narrow path, rushing toward the safe zone. A bullet tears through the air, barely missing Liv's cheek.
Commandant, it's me, Liv. Let me check your wounds.
Ignoring the shot fired from the Commandant's own gun, she stumbles frantically behind the barrier. The rest of her words die in her throat. Her lips part, but no sound emerges.
Aisling, why are you...
Behind the barrier, the little girl stands trembling, clutching a handgun with both hands as she shields the human. Though jolted by the recoil, she hasn't moved an inch. Behind her, the Commandant is slumped against the barrier, a bloody wound gouged across the human's body. To the side, the punishing detector flashes urgent red warnings, but the human is clearly beyond making any response.
Commandant?
The shock lasts only a second before she rushes forward, driving the serum into the human's veins.
There's still time. There has to be.
A massive wave surges through her mind, while a needle-sharp pain stabs through her frame. Yeah, we're dead again. This keeps happening. Her hands come away red, the human's blood still warm on her fingers.
There's still time. There has to be.
She fumbles for disinfectant, pouring it over the festering wounds. Her hands work on autopilot, wrapping, pressing, repeating. A desperate mantra of motion.
There's still time. There has to be.
Her lips move soundlessly through the steps of CPR, compressing the human's chest again and again. Yeah, we're just always having bad days. This is why we have a VIP room at the hospital. But despite her effort, the warmth has begun to fade away beneath her touch.
Calm down. She must calm down. It could still just be another illusion. Is this not real? Or maybe it's just a clone.
Biting her lip, her hands tremble as she rummages through the supply pack beside the human.
Scared.
Aisling! The little girl stands frozen, a statue of shock, before a sudden shuddering sob breaks her stillness. In an instant, Melinoe is there, sweeping her long-lost treasure into a fierce, protective embrace. The gun slips from the little girl's hands and clatters to the ground, its metallic ring sharp and final.
The gun.
Liv's eyes fall upon it. She knows this weapon. She has cleaned it, maintained it, and memorized its every curve. It is the Grey Raven Commandant's pistol, its grip etched with a unique insignia, and its magazine is now empty.
Did you pick up this gun from somewhere?
The little girl shakes her head desperately, her words coming out jumbled.
This person gave me...
And the terminal, too. This can't be real. Liv's mind spirals into chaos, a storm of grief. Beside the body lies the Babylonia-issued terminal. One more piece of the Commandant. At the deepest point of grief, sound fails. A silent scream lodges in her throat as Liv presses her palms against the human's chest, a futile prayer for a miracle she knows will not come. It is all in vain. The last of the warmth bleeds away beneath her touch, the body yielding to a terrible, deepening cold. The human is dead. The Commandant's cooling skin and the savage wounds that cover it tell a story of a brutal final struggle. Commandant is dead. With a vacant expression, Liv gently wipes the blood from the human's face. Her movements are tender, automatic. As she pulls her hand back, her fingers brush against something on the ground. Her touch curls around a single bullet. This bullet, it's not the one Aisling just fired. The weight is wrong. It was never discharged. Her systems, sharper than any human sense, ring a silent alarm. If the Commandant really did fight for life here, then why would there be an unfired bullet in this spot? Liv lowers her gaze and discreetly closes her fist around a cold, metallic truth. The Commandant. Let's go. We need to get out. She lifts the human's body onto her back. Though a construct's strength should make the weight trivial, Liv staggers under it. Liv, wait. I said we need to get out first. Liv's voice betrays a slight tremor as she turns away, her footsteps unsteady and faltering, as if the ground itself has become uncertain. Well, we died again. Yay! Although I'm like 90% sure that that's an illusion. Well, I think that'll be all from me for tonight. I plan on... You get trauma, and you get trauma! Everyone gets trauma! Woohoo! Yeah, so I am gonna plan on streaming some more tomorrow night. It'll be at the same start time, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I'll try to continue this story. I don't know if I'll get through the last 12 stages, or only part of it, but we'll do it. Feels like you have to play PGR with a bottle of hard liquor just to null the pain. Nah, I'm fine. I'm sober and having a great time. Cause I'm one of those people who likes stories that really get me in the feels. So I'm fine. I'm doing great. But yeah, thanks for coming. Oh yeah, to know the emotional pain? Yeah, I know. I'm good. Just like how you were when you finished Persona 3. I see. Oh, so you did finish it. Pain. Drowned your sorrows in slushies and ice cream. Okay, now that sounds better. That sounds better. Aww. I'm sorry about your husband. But yes, so I'll try to stream tomorrow night. I do have another voice acting class tomorrow, but hopefully I shouldn't be too tired afterwards. But if I am, then I'll just move the stream to Tuesday. And in rapid succession, this coming week, there's also another Wuthering Waves update, and there's going to be more new story chapters. Your other husband left to help his family, which is honorable, but your second husband, why? I know, it'd be like that. Two husbands, 0 breaks. So yes, I think we will go and raid Sir Alex. He is playing Where Winds Meet, which is like a new action RPG that I don't know much about yet. But let's go say hi. Yeah, so thanks again for coming, everybody. I hope you all sleep well tonight, and I hope you have a good... Oh, Thane! You're here too? I didn't know you were here. Hi! Thanks for coming! Oh, you just got here? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was about to raid Alex, and I know you were there earlier. So I'm sending you back to Alex. go back. Thank you so much for coming, though. It's nice to see you here. Oh, I should give you a shout out. I've been trying to remember to do that lately, because I realized I haven't been shouting people out. Did it work? I have to actually, maybe I have to like set up a shout out thing for it to work. Have I not done that? I'm still learning how to use all this. I don't know if that worked. Okay, I haven't set it up. I'll set it up sometime soon. Cool. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for the head pats. But yeah, we were just doing PGR pain. And I'm... Oh, thank you, Thane. I do have questions, so I might take you up on that at some point, because I don't know how to do a lot of the technical stuff. But yeah, I am gonna be back tomorrow, probably, streaming even more. It's a new chapter featuring Liv, and I'm ready for pain. But yeah, if you want to see, feel free to come back tomorrow. I normally start at 10 p.m. Eastern time. If you feel like it, I know if you're busy, don't you know? If you're busy, then you're busy. If you busy, then you busy. But yeah, thanks for coming. So yeah, I'll just say my goodbyes quickly. Thanks for coming, everybody. I hope you all had a really nice time, and I hope you have a good week coming up. And I hope I can see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks for coming. Okay, never mind. I'm not raiding Alex because he's not accepting raids at this time. Abort! Abort! Good night, Peach. Thank you for coming. Well, Alex was the only person who I'm following who was streaming. So I guess we're not raiding tonight. I tried. Thank you, Peach. Yeah, so we'll just be saying goodnight here. Thanks for coming. I hope I can see you all again later. Bye-bye!